Good evening and welcome to Larchmont Mamaroneck Community News. I'm Roger Norum.
And I'm Bruce Weiner.
Among our stories tonight,
Larchmont Village Board thinks about a wish list.
Some badly needed sewer lines going down in Mamaroneck.
And you thought your nightmares of taxes were over. Think again.
Real estate mergers are really happening right here in our area.
Earth Day counts down to the final day.
The Hommocks ice rink hangs up the skates for a season, and the town carnival ends.
These stories and more tonight on Larchmont Mamaroneck Community News. First,
this Sunday around the world, Earth Day. For the 20th anniversary of this historic event, Larchmont and Mamaroneck are doing their celebrating right here at the Larchmont Reservoir, just off Weaver Street, turn at the Westchester Joint Waterworks sign. From 2 until 5 in the afternoon this Sunday, a community-wide fair is being held here. Live musical entertainment, games, prizes, even a live animal show. There will also be educational booths featuring information about local nature trails and other natural resources of our tri-municipal area, information on recycling, bicycling, gardening, and just information on how you can do your share to help save the planet. Remember, that's Earth Day celebration this Sunday from 2 to 5 at the Larchmont Reservoir. If you want to help out on Earth Day as a volunteer, you can call Claudia Eng at the Town of Mamaroneck offices. By the way, if on Earth Day there's a little too much moisture to help things grow, the rain day location is Murray Avenue School, but it will still be held Sunday, Earth Day. To get you in the spirit of Earth Day on Sunday, Beautification Day for Larchmont and Mamaroneck is being held this Saturday. It'll be the 17th annual Beautification Day, co-sponsored by the Life Center and the Conservation Advisory Committee of Larchmont and Mamaroneck. This Saturday, volunteers will be cleaning up around neighborhoods, schools, community parks, wetlands, beaches, nature trails. There will also be some tree and flower planting. If you want to join the organized effort on Beautification Day, the program will run from 10 in the morning this Saturday until 1 in the afternoon. Interested groups will be assigned a specific area to clean up and have a volunteer leader. Call the Life Center for more information at 381-0450 or 381-0496.
the mayor of Larchmont, Miriam Kernan, has proposed an informal so-called wish list to take under discussion. Projects that could be included if a trustee had their druthers. Projects that could be financed from the sale of 20-year bonds. Here are a few items on the list. Create about 40 new parking spaces at Woodland Avenue that could cost up to $100,000, and 30 spaces on North Avenue that would cost $200,000. Construct one-tier parking facility at the train station in cooperation with Metro North. Improve and expand the Larchmont Library. Expand and improve Village Hall. Getting a new fire truck at the cost of $200,000. All of the projects just mentioned are at the discussion stage, and if you have thoughts on any of them, you should let your village trustee know about them.
The end of spring recess means kids back in school. As we turn to our Larchmont Mamaroneck Community News school reporter, Monique Citron. Monique?
Move over, Andy O'Rourke. Westchester High School students get their chance to be legislators at a Model County Board of Legislators meeting April 30th. Students who will be nominated by social studies teachers will be sworn in, assigned to committees, and more on the special Earth Environment topic. Students or teachers at both Rhinebeck High and Mamaroneck who want more information should call its creator, Legislator Paul Feiner, at 285-2813 or 478-1219. Parents who have children in special education programs or who have questions are invited to hear a talk by Kay Frank, Director of Student Advocacy Incorporated. It's entitled, How to Be an Effective Advocate for Your Child. It will address parent-child rights and responsibilities in the special education process. There will be an opportunity to share ideas and concerns. You may attend at the Hommocks Library Wednesday, April 25th at 7:30. For more information, call 834-3354. Refreshments will be served. And finally, 4th grade students at Chatsworth School held a healthy snack sale to raise money for the planting of new trees. Students brought in popcorn, banana bread, fruit cups, even sushi, and much to everyone's delight, raised $246.05. Happy chomping!
The sewers are coming. More correctly, the new sewer line is being built in an area in Washingtonville wedged in between St. Vito's and Mamaroneck Avenue School, along Ralph and New Street in Mamaroneck. Ordinarily, you would think that area residents would be sort of upset to have all this construction work going on in their front and backyards. But this project, in the opinion of many, was long overdue.
Well, it's about time they're doing that.
You're just glad to see it going in.
Oh, yeah. I'm glad more than 50 years now.
This project and 3 others are budgeted to cost $1.2 million this year. Next year, 4 more locations will be tackled. Mayor Noto predicts that Mamaroneck Village will have to spend $1 million a year for the next 10 years just to keep the sewers functional. It's necessary not only to maintain public health, but also fight pollution in Long Island Sound. Bruce?
The most taxing time of the year is behind us now, or is it? For a report on some of the local taxes, here is our financial reporter for Larchmont Mamaroneck Community News, Randi Norum.
Last week, I concluded my tax tips by promising to discuss tax deductions for 1990. This week, I think we have a more taxing issue at hand. By now, most of you have received the publication from the town of Mamaroneck explaining the whats and the whys of a recent property tax increase. Many of you have also received an actual bill, or your mortgage company has received the bill. I would like to begin by stating that your county taxes have increased dramatically over last year. Mamaroneck Village and the unincorporated area has increased 36%. The village of Larchmont, 27%. In sheer dollars, this means if you are a resident of the village of Mamaroneck, for every $1,000 of assessed valuation on your property, you paid $82.97 to the county in '89. You will now pay $113.06 to the county in 1990. Are you getting your fair share of the services from the county? This is a question that must be addressed by all of us. Property taxes have increased because state and federal funding to the county has shrunk dramatically, while the mandated programs, such as shelter for the homeless and care for the elderly, has increased. We should be aware that County Executive Andrew O'Rourke is trying to ease the burden on the taxpayer. Several ideas have been raised. Number 1, the idea of a single uniform sales tax for Westchester, perhaps in the area of 8.25%. Off-track betting could become a reality in Westchester. Thirdly, sin taxes, such as those on liquor and cigarettes, would be increased. And fourth, the Westchester Tourism Bureau could institute an I Love Westchester campaign and open up its arms and hotel doors to more conventions and visitors. How successful Mr. O'Rourke will be in these proposed areas is a topic of discussion. If these increases bother you, or if they do not bother you, write to your county legislator, Diane Keene, your county executive, Andrew O'Rourke, Senator Susie Oppenheimer, and Assemblyman Ron Tochi. Tell them how you feel about transferring the New York State budget problems to the local governments. Next week, I will be speaking with a town official on your taxes.
The town of Mamaroneck Recreation Department is now interviewing for summer jobs. These include full and half-day positions at day camps, the pool, and tennis courts. For more information on these summer jobs, call the Town Rec Department at 381-6190.
The boating season is upon us, and the Mamaroneck Police Department's Marine and Youth Division is beginning its annual Junior Boaters Safety Course this Saturday, the 21st of April. This course is required by state law for all young motorboat operators between the ages of 10 and 15. The course runs on Saturdays until May 5th from 9 until noon. For more information, call the Mamaroneck Police Department at 698-2400.
While we're on the subject of boating, we're less than a week away from the official opening of the boating season in our harbor. Some boat owners got a jump on the opening and tied up to docks in place, and I went down with our producer-editor, Rita Blockton, to Harbor Island to check the latest with our harbor master.
How many boats are in the harbor?
Our docks here, we have 432, and then each basin has 134 in the East Basin and about 100 in the West Basin, and there's about 200 in the Outer Harbor.
I've heard in some of the brochures or promotion or whatever that this is one of the largest small boat harbors on the East Coast. Is that correct?
That's how it works out. By the time you get all these boats crammed in here, it's basically what we handle is up to about 40 feet, 60 feet, not much bigger than that. That's considered a small boat.
What is the situation with the dredging?
Okay, by the time you're seeing this now, the dredging will have started, and it should probably be almost into the East Basin, where hopefully they'll move right along and be able to get them back out so we can get the moorings back in, the poor people can get their boats back in.
How will this affect most of the boaters in the area?
It's going to be a late season for them. It's going to hold up spring sailing. For a lot of people don't get in until May or so, late May, there's no real problem. But those who would like to get in for early sailing, it's going to be a little bit of a hassle.
But that's mostly going to affect people who have moorings, not so much on the docks.
Yeah, the only other problem is the marinas who are trying to launch the boats that go to the moorings have no place to keep all these boats. So there's going to be a blivet. You know, we're going to have extra boats. So that's going to be a little problem there, too. It's going to be a little juggling act.
In the harbor, how long a waiting list do you have?
Well, for our docks, we have a waiting list of about 5 to 7 years.
This Saturday at the Larchmont Library, a second read-in. It'll be held from 9 a.m. until 5 in the afternoon. It means there will be continuous reading aloud in both the adult reading room and the children's reading room throughout the day. You're invited to come to the Larchmont Library and read a passage from your favorite book. Your youngster is welcome to do the same, in fact, encouraged to join in the read-in. If you like the idea, sign up at the library in Larchmont and prepare a 10-minute reading from a short story, poem, essay, or chapter from a novel. Happy reading at the read-in.
Greg Federbush, the production coordinator here at Larchmont Mamaroneck Community Television, was recently involved in the production of a feature film. It's called Torn Apart. It's a love story that takes place in the Middle East between an Israeli soldier and an Arab girl.
In a land divided by hate, a story of love.
I could be killed for just speaking to you.
Adrian Pasdar, Cecilia Peck. Torn Apart. Rex Reed calls Torn Apart a love story of sweetness, compassion, and heartfelt humanity. Cecilia Peck and Adrian Pasdar will reach out and grab your heart, writes Judith Christ. Torn Apart.
Torn Apart has received nothing but rave reviews. It opens this Friday at Cinema 2, 3rd Avenue and 60th Street in Manhattan.
As we count down to Earth Day, which is this Sunday, April 22nd, we have some important reminders for you. A how-to workshop is being held this Thursday in the Mamaroneck High School Auditorium at 7:40 p.m. The theme of the workshop evening, Trim Your Waste. Included are 2 workshops, one on separating garbage in the household and the other on community action. Newspaper recycling will start to be enforced in the coming weeks. As you already know, they are collected every Wednesday morning at curbside. The depots for collecting glass and hard plastics are on Maxwell Avenue near the Thruway exit and on Lafayette Avenue off Fenimore in Mamaroneck Village. There's a lot to learn about with respect to recycling, and your best bet is to come to the Trim Your Waste evening this Thursday night at the Mamaroneck High School Auditorium.
If you like to ice skate at the Hommocks ice rink, you had your chance. The rink officially closed to the public Monday, but not before a few last-minute skaters had their try.
Edward, Naomi, Diana, Emily, Doreen.
Did you have fun ice skating here this year?
Yes.
Yeah? Do you like falling down?
No.
You like falling down?
No.
You just like skating?
Hi, I'm Deborah Doern, and I'll be bringing you information on what's happening in all aspects of the real estate industry in the Larchmont Mamaroneck area. The market slowdown over the past few years has really brought many changes to real estate and related businesses. We've seen new national firms come to town and old established firms join forces. It's following a trend where merging has become a way of life or survival. My first guest is Jim Whittemore of Burbank & Whittemore, previously Sutton & Whittemore.
Do I think that merging in the future in real estate companies will take effect? Yes, I do. It was about a year ago this month that Emmylou Sleeper and I, the former owner of Burbank Associates, met and had lunch together to discuss just what we were going to do in the 1990s individually and how we were going to grow. Born out of this conversation, she had a brilliant idea. She said, look, why don't we try merging our firms together? I said, all right, so we took out the yellow pad and we put that line down the middle and we started listing the advantages and disadvantages. The enthusiasm was overwhelming. We started writing down all the possibilities and what the future could hold. Example of what was born out of it was that if she was a member of one relocation outfit and I was a member of one, we now have two. If I had a staff of 22 and she had 22, we now have 44, covering the entire Larchmont Mamaroneck area. If I knew 5 banking institutions and she knew 5, we now had 10. We were able to double everything, and we almost saw that the growth could be overwhelming. And we put it down on paper and took 6 months of negotiation and finally launched on January 1, 1990. And so far, it's been fabulous.
The Mamaroneck Town Carnival is history now. The Spring Fling Carnival, as it was labeled, set up camp in the parking lot of the Hommocks School and Ice Rink, and except for a little snow and rain, it was labeled a success by one and all.
I like the thing when you sit in this cart and you like spin around really fast. You go bumpy and you spin around really fast.
The carnival raised a quarter out of every dollar spent by area residents for the town recreation department. No word yet on what sort of revenue was generated, but a good time was had by one and all while it was here. And that's it for another edition of Larchmont Mamaroneck Community News. Remember, if you missed any portion of this news program, you can see the entire news show every weekday night, Monday through Friday at 5:45 and around 9:45 or 10 o'clock. Or you can call LMC-TV at 698-6808 during Request TV time. You can also call the same number, 698-6808, to find out more about this news program and join the fun we're having putting it together. Drop down to the LMC-TV studios on a Thursday night and see what happens to get it all together. We'd love to see you. Thanks again for watching Larchmont Mamaroneck Community News. I'm Roger Norum.
And I'm Bruce Weiner. We'll see you here on Channel 36, LMC-TV, next time.